welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Dara Breen. Joining me this week are Andy Parsons, Josh Widdicombe and Joe Wilkinson, Chris Addison, Hugh Dennis and Milton Jones. We start with a round called If This Is the Answer, What is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. Joe, which category would you like?
Politics.
Thank you very much. Your category is politics, and the answer is 8%. What is the question?
Is it how much of my body isn't covered in hair?
No, it is not that.
Is it, in fact, how much of Abu Hamza will have to be removed so as they can get him through the Heathrow metal detector?
Is it what does Mario Balotelli give every game?
What is the chance of the police responding quickly to an incident at Andrew Mitchell's house?
Is it how much of Anne Robinson's face can still move?
Is it what looks like an obese parent and 2 obese children on a seesaw?
Is it how many people involved with the making of the film Innocence of the Muslims still think all publicity is good publicity?
Is it what percentage of X Factor finalists haven't had a granny die?
What percentage of Americans have approached Dr. Dre for medical advice?
Is it what level of erection did I once try and have sex with?
Do you measure on that scale, or is it just on terms of...
Image of you going out on the pole, checking your wallet before you go out, condom, protractor...
Is it what's Nick Clegg's approval rating in his own family?
Is it in deprived areas how many lollipop ladies get licked to death?
Correct answer.
So I think it's what percentage of people say they would vote for the Liberal Democrats.
That's absolutely right. Thank you very much, Hugh Dennis.
No.
Yes, the question I was looking for was, in opinion polls this weekend, what percentage of the British public... The Conservatives are on 30%, with the UK Independence Party in surprise third place on 10%. How unpopular is Nick Clegg?
Well, he could improve his popularity by changing his name to Colonel Gaddafi.
Embarrassing, though, isn't it, that UKIP are now third?
Yeah.
Because Nick Clegg said he wanted to create 3-party politics, didn't he? And he's achieved that, but sadly his party's not one of them.
I've done some door-to-door canvassing for the Lib Dems, and it's always the same, you know, the light comes on, people come downstairs in their pyjamas, and people are angry.
Is banking in the Cayman Islands and living in the Cayman Islands. Not very well, I bank in the Cayman Islands, but I'm loving Roehampton. It's unbelievable.
It's also going to be... They want to put a tax on the rich, but it's actually going to be really difficult to be rich. I think if you leave college with 40 grand in debt, right, and you've got to find a 25% deposit, how are you, for a house, how are you ever going to be rich? And the average starting date for owning your own home is now 35. You know, by the time Osborne finishes, starter homes will have, like, a stair lift. Special handles on the bar, won't it?
That would be.
Just picture that. Of a nice old lady slowly ascending the stairs going, I love my independence.
Finally, I can bring a girl back to the house. Shall we take things upstairs?
Followed by a nurse going, I'm the girl he has to bring back. OK, in other news, here's a picture of Government Chief Whip Andrew Mitchell arriving by bike at work. Can anyone sum up this picture with a phrase?
Cock on a bike.
Is it Chris Hoyer's let himself go since the Olympics?
Chief Whip chased by giant chess pawn.
Is it Spielberg disappointed with the sequel to E.T.?
Or is he simply shouting, "Open the effing gate, you plebby scum"?
Is it that after all the drugs tests, is he the only person that we left in next year's Tour de France? Is that...
Does anyone know why is it? What's the story? What's the story? Explain to us the fabulous story.
He has been accused of verbally abusing a policeman at the gates to Downing Street who wouldn't let him through the main gates and forced him to go through the pedestrian gates. He swore at the policeman and apparently called him a pleb.
Everyone's kind of acting like he said the most offensive... It's the word pleb.
Yeah, it is the word pleb.
That's the thing. Like, I'm sure the police officer has heard worse. He wasn't going home to his wife and going, "Oh, my God, someone dropped the P-bomb at work today." Oh, it was unbelievable. My ears have never heard such a thing. That's the kind of thing here at school. They might as well have gone up and he'd just given him a wedgie. That's...
When people shout it at me, I take it as a compliment.
Well, Michael Gove, presumably, is thinking that's a Latin word. That's good. That's a classical education.
Mitchell said they may have changed the words he said, because the words they claim he says was "best you learn your effing place, you don't run this effing government, you're effing plebs." Right. He said he did those words. Now, I can't read out what words he said, because he hasn't told us, so those are the only ones I can read out.
These are the... Oh, yes, I didn't catch Mr Mitchell as he fell from the second floor of the building, because I didn't think he'd want me to touch him, given that I'm a pleb.
People say he's a top because he was the word pleb, but the fact that he rides a Mary Poppins "I'm a country midwife" bicycle... That'll be more of a thing.
It's difficult, isn't it? Because you've got to decide who you're going to trust, a policeman or a Tory MP. It's very difficult to know which is more likely to lie to you.
A lot of Tory MPs.
Last week! Jesus! Hillsborough! 23 years! That's what the joke is about! How quickly... Are you keeping up with the papers at all? Only source you have for this.
Do you find abusing the audience helps the way the rest of the show?
Occasionally I have to. Ooh! How low is your shock?
Yeah. Ooh! Fucking get a grip!
It's not surprising he abused a policeman, though, is it?
Why is it not surprising?
Well, because the Mitchells... They're always abusing the police, aren't they? He's probably been down a Vic saying, "I'm sorry I done it, but blood is thicker than water, Phil."
I didn't call him you plebs, I called him you slags.
That would have been great had he gone, "Please, let me out of here. You don't run the government, you toilet."
There's some kind of weird... One of the details was that he'd come from a curry house. And in The Sun, it was reported, it said, he went for an Indian and then he went to the gates of Downing Street where he let rip. That is not an image I want at all.
Well, if you don't think the gates are going to open very quickly, it is quite funny to walk up to them and go... and then over the gate.
Mitchell says that he didn't say pleb, but the people who say he did say pleb were The Sun. And I believe them because who else has better access to police files? I didn't realise it was a coach from The Sun. I'm so sorry.
You pushed it too far now, Addison. You've had to go at The Sun.
I've had to go at the Murdoch. How dare you, that poor old defenceless man.
I was surprised by this plan. No one was looking at that picture going, "Well, is he going to reveal himself to be posh, I wonder?"
He seems to have a very odd bicycle that you cycle with both feet at the same level.
At the end of that round, the points go to Joe, Josh and Andy. Now we play a round called Look, It's PC Pleb. This game involves Josh, Milton and Joe, so if you could make your way to the performance area and the stand-up challenge, I launch a and whoever chooses to stop, one of our performers must record and talk about that. Let's see the first topic, please. The first subject is catering. Anyone's giving that? Josh.
My favourite place to eat is the breakfast buffet in a hotel. Because at a breakfast buffet, I will eat absolutely everything. That's the rule, isn't it? At home, I will have cereal or toast for breakfast. At a breakfast buffet, I am having cereal and toast as my starter. In combinations you would never consider at home. Coming back and what have I got? Well, 8 hash browns, topped with some Dutch cheese, actually. I have 4 pain au chocolat, 6 croissants, some segments of a fruit I've never heard of, and 12 of the smallest orange juices you have ever seen in your life. I eat so much at breakfast buffet, I'm so tired, I have to go back to bed. And then sleep through to my next breakfast buffet. I'll be mixing the cereals, going crunchy nut cornflakes with shreddies. Who do I think I am, Heston Blumenthal? You've got to do it, don't you? It's like when you're in Nando's, they give you the plastic glass to pour your own drink. Think, well, I'll be an idiot not to make myself a spranter in this situation, wouldn't I? What am I having? Having a Sprocofola, actually, yeah, all of it. What did it taste like? Utter shit. Absolutely terrible. Thank you.
Thank you very much, well done, Josh. OK, let's have a look at the next subject. And the topic is smoking. Let's come out. Joe.
I've actually given up smoking, which, well, that's a lie. I'll be honest with you, I'm one of those pricks that says they've given up and then goes to the pub and smokes yours. Because when I was a proper smoker, I hated pricks like that. I really like... You know, someone comes to you and go, have you got a spare cigarette? I go, no. Because unfortunately, I'm addicted to them. Which means I pretty much take a shine to all of them. Have you got a spare cigarette? Yeah, I do, weirdly, because I'm a 19-a-day man myself. Pence away, you knobhead. What else, like... Warnings, they do nothing for me. Like, you know, the warnings, they're quite drastic things. They're like smoking kills. So? I've got a horrible picture and still people don't give up. And I thought, bloody hell. So I've come up with a couple of ideas, right, to get people to give up smoking. They're just ideas, right? You could either put a warning on cigarette packets that says something like, one of these fags has been up a dog's arse. Yeah, I think that'll separate the men from the boys, isn't it? Or simply make cigarettes cock-shaped.
Well done, Joe. Thank you very much. So that leaves Milton. Let's see what topic you've got. And the topic is school.
That last bloke was a bit weird, wasn't he? Anyway, I went back to my old school the other day, first time in 30 years. I took a note. Teacher said, so, Jones, what have you done with your life? I said, oh, I'm just Britain's top Ofsted inspector. They were a lot nicer to me after that. I was there for the funeral of my old science teacher. They asked me to say a few words, so I did. Method. We put the coffin in the crematorium. Observations. It burned with an orangey bright flame.